I happen to be a congresswoman, but I'm really here as a fellow survivor in solidarity. And in this moment, I find a lot these days my heart breaks and fills at the same time. And that's what's happening in this moment, because my heart breaks that we have to be here. But when I look out at all of you, my heart is so full because you affirm that the squad is big, y'all. So let's hear it for my fellow sisters in service gathered here today. Let's hear it for our resistors, for our persisters, for our trans siblings, for our non-binary family. Know that I see you, I hear you, and am fighting right alongside you. Last year, you came to Washington, many of you quite literally putting your bodies on the line. Many of you disclosed for the first time to yourselves, and then to your family, and then to complete strangers, that you were a victim of this crime. And it is a crime. Many of you did that for the very first time. You chronicled the abuse and assaults you have endured because you know that those stories, as painful as they are to share, that they change the conversation. Kavanaugh may have that seat for now. But what we are fighting for is so much bigger than one insecure man blinded by his privilege. You are fighting for the liberation and justice for all of us, because you know that our destinies are tied. For generations, we have softened our language and moderated our tone. No more. My liberty, my humanity, my bodily autonomy is not yours to shackle. No man, no institution, no matter how revered, will come between us and our inalienable rights. Now, the man's name on the posters we hold is a cog in a wheel of a broken system. And I'm not going to name him too often because I'm done gathering to give more credence and power to those who try to dehumanize and devalue our lives and our lived experiences. We gather here today to liberate survivors, to organize, to mobilize. As a survivor of childhood rape and later campus sexual assault, I spent years cloaked in a quiet shame that was not mine to bear. In acute pain, self-loathing, and it was not until I read Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings that for the first time in my life, I knew that I was not alone. Maya Angelou once said that there is no greater pain, no greater agony than bearing an untold story. I want to thank all of you who have disclosed painful stories in pursuit of justice for all of us. I continue to share my story even when my voice shakes, because I know the power and the liberation of a story. And I feel the fierce urgency of upending a system that for generations has disproportionately subjected girls and women to not only these abuses, but the shame and stigma that comes with processing these violations. Today, I'm thinking of my 11-year-old stepdaughter, Cora. For as long as there is breath in my body, I will make sure a world that tolerates and normalizes assault and abuse is not the world that she inherits. This complicit sexual assault and rape culture, this broken system which devalues and dehumanizes us, it ends with us. Employers who dismiss stories of sexual advances, HR departments who tell us to suffer in silence, it ends with us. Elite institutions of higher education that protect the future of perpetrators while discarding the aspirations and dreams of survivors, it ends with us. Overwhelmingly white male state legislators that systemically seek to dismantle access to abortion and put our lives in constant jeopardy, it ends with us. The affluent and privileged benefiting from a shadow justice system that tips the scales in their favor, it ends with us. Whispers of doubt and degradation when we bravely speak our truth, it ends with us. Audre Lorde reminds us that your silence will not protect you, which is why we must continue to raise and to amplify our voices. When we share our stories, our pain, and our struggles, we liberate each other. Together, we will raise our voices to mobilize our communities and to legislate our destiny. I believe in the power of us. And our fighting didn't end when Brett Michael Kavanaugh put on a robe. And our fighting won't end until there is a real investigation and justice for survivors. I still believe Anita Hill. I still believe Dr. Christine Ford. And I believe Deborah Ramirez. We will carry our fight from the Supreme Court to the House of Representatives, to our state houses. When our civil rights and protections are on the line, we won't let up. And to my survivor squad, I hear you. I see you. I believe you. And a new day begins with us.